Welcome to the men's gold match final between Western Australia and Queensland. Good push by Western Australia off the start. And a flick at the goal, and that's a goal. Western Australia, Tom Miller scored that goal. That was a very quick out of the blocks. Underway again. Let's see who gets to the strike first.
Hello, I'm Tessera. I'm taking over from Hendo. At the moment, we have the grand final match between Western Australia Open team versus Queensland. So, in the Western Australian team, we have Tommy Miller. He is captain. Shannon Griffiths, vice captain. Josh McKenzie, Hunter Jones, Amar Samianto. Apologies, I probably said that wrong. Reece Milburn, Scott McKenzie, Gavin Wise, Andre Defal, and Mason Gillespie. And in the Queensland side, we have Carl Patton, Kai Wagner, Aidan Dutoy, Anton Williams, Florian Stotts, Gary Rosewarne, Jacob Brown, John Pickering, Marco Rolfs, Nicholas Hind, and Sam Thompson. So we're already a couple minutes in. Oh, apparently I've been told I've gotten one wrong. Aidan isn't playing. There we go. So we're already a little bit in. Western Australia currently 1 goal up, and it looks like they are playing a nice open game. Flick off to that off half. Beautiful big flick, trying to get it to that winger, but Queensland trying to cut it down. And there's been a foul call. Just trying to see what and who it is. It looks like it's against the Western Australian men's team. Don't know what it's for. There we go. Anyway, they're setting it up. Getting down nice and early. That's a really important thing because you want to take up that space. Looks like that's Gary trying to drive it through that middle pack to his players, but Western Australia managed to break through. And they're making a drive up the centre channel, picking it back up. Still driving. That's a lot of bodies on the bottom of the pool, which is fantastic to see. Numbers wins games, guys. So they still have possession. Nice strong drive. Beautiful big flick, but that's why you swim it in. Just on the lip of the goal tray. There we go, another big flick, but that Queenslander player picking it up again and driving it out to that corner. Holding it there. Looks like Queenslanders trying to make a decision about whether or not he pulls it out because he's been met by a Western Australian player. So it's stacked up in that corner still. Looks like Western Australia managed to get possession, try and make a drive out, but Queensland shutting it down hard. Well done, Queensland. So it looks like they're trying to hold it in that kind of 1 metre square, which is a safe place because if there's players down there, they can make a drive out. But if there's Western Australia players there, they can pop it back into the corner where it's nice and safe. So Queensland made a nice drive there, up that far side wall. Western Australia trying to bring it through the middle, which is the way that they like to play. They like to play in open water. Queensland making a drive down that wall. Looks like it got met by the Western Australia. I think it's a little bit fuzzy for me over on that far side, so it's hard to pick up numbers. All right, Queensland making that drive. Western Australia trying to keep it out. Oh, curled on him and in. Beautiful curl by the Queensland player. Looks like the Western Australia player clocked on a little bit too late and followed him a bit too far around to then try and catch him when he brought it back through the middle. Unlucky Western Australia. Everyone making some subs. So we're currently 1-1 with 10 minutes left in the half. Bit of a late sub there. Oh, timeout being called maybe? Yeah, timeout on the Queensland side. Trying to let their brayers, haha, they're not donkeys. Their players suck in some air after that hard-won goal. And it looks like the Western Australian team trying to regather, work on their strategy again. They're playing a bit into the Queenslander game at the moment. The Queenslanders like to keep it nice and tight up on that pack, driving it up usually the wall channel, you know, a metre or two off the wall. And then they put numbers down and support that drive. And they're always shoveling it back into the pack. Whereas Western Australia tend to like that open water game. Doing those big, deep... Oh, we're going a bit far here. Those deep switches in back line. Trying to get it to that, usually to the off wing, so they can make a beautiful, strong drive up the other side. Alright, they're off again. Western Australia first to the puck. Looks like they're bringing it through the middle. Yep. Trying to make a strong, probably a spearhead drive through the middle, but it looks like the Queenslanders managed to catch on, getting it back over to that 1 metre corner space. And they're pulling it back up the wall. Western Australia managed to curl and bring it back around, but those Queenslanders had those numbers down to try and stop that. Now we've got a ref calling advantage, I can see, but it looks like advantage has been met. So I suspect it was against the Queenslanders, because there's that Western Australia player trying to make a drive. There we go. Into the goal. Just waiting for confirmation, but it looks like it is a confirmed goal. Number 1. That would be Tommy Miller. Good job, Tommy. And it looks like Tommy's going for a sub now. Well earned. So back in Western Australia's favour at the moment with 2-1. Okay. Who's going to get it this time? Queenslanders. Looks like they did a almost 360 curl to bring it out to that wing. Long way around, but that's alright. Western Australia's managed to grab a hold of it. I can't quite see that number, but it was a nice little manoeuvre there under the body. A little bit of a fake out, trying to pretend you're bringing it out wide, but then bring it back into the middle. Flicked by the Queenslander, but we've got a foul called, and it would be a chopping foul against the Queenslanders. So that's an illegal bat down of the puck with anything other than your bat. You know when you say a word too many times? I think I've done that. Bat. Alright. Western Australia making a drive through the middle. Flicking it to their centre player. Queensland, I think that's Gary. I want to say that's Gary. Oh, it's Sam. I'm wrong. Number 9 from the Western Australia's Andre Dufal picking it up on the wing. Apologise, Andre, if I'm saying your name wrong. Strong drive by that Queenslander player, but the Western Australia is going for that switch. Queensland players shutting it down hard. Really picked up on that nice and fast. But number 13, Mason Gillespie, I think he's halfback. I want to say he's halfback. Picking it up again, but it looks like it was an illegal pickup. Probably I would imagine it was a stick infringement against WA. It would have been that curl that Mason did on the puck. Bad luck, Mason. Alright, Queenslander flicking to the middle of the pack. Doing that a lot. I mean, it's a pretty common one, considering it's in the middle of the pool. It's not like you can open it up very much. And bringing it out in the wings when it's already in your attacking half. Not the smartest decision to make, so they went for probably the best option they had there. Western Australia making ground, though, against the Queenslanders. Queenslanders holding it over on that wall, maintaining possession, flicking it back up to their forwards. And they're still holding it on the back. There we go. Western Australia making a big drive out the outside. Is he going to beat him? Oh, smashed by that Queenslander. I think that might be number 10. Anton. Well done, Anton. I think this Anton is the coach of a lot of the juniors teams. He's done a really good job of pulling the Queensland juniors together. Very structured. Done a lot for Queensland underwater hockey, which is always great to see. Number 2, I think might be Joshy. Yeah, Josh McKenzie from a strong hockey clan, the McKenzies. And number 3, Hunter. There we go, Hunter Jones. Holding it on the wall. They're trying to make it, they cut it in and then switched it back out to that wall there. Lots of numbers on both teams. That Queenslander's got better body position. He's really holding his ground. But that Western Australia managed to... No, I think a call has been made. What's the call for? It's against Western Australia. Your guess is as good as mine. Probably another stick infringement, to be fair. There's been a lot of those called by the refs. They're really not... in this whole comp, they're really picking up on those ones. So Queensland took the free puck and making a drive up that wall. That's another word I think I've said too many times, drive. Hit by that Queenslander, trying to bring it to that back, but unsuccessful. Got picked up by that Western Australia player. All right, lots of bodies on the bottom. Oh, there's the puck. There we go. I think that might be Tommy. I recognise that bum. Yeah, still in the middle there. And big drive. Oh, straight into goals by that Western Australia player. Well done. And that is a goal number 9. Andre Dufal. Well done, Andre. Those Queenslanders just aren't able to break apart that Western Australia drive. There it is again. So currently 3-1 with 4 minutes left of the first half. Okay, picked up by that Western Australia player. Another drive through the middle. Popular decision this time around. Lots of drives up the middle. They're taking it up that far wall. They've got numbers. There's that centre forward down ready to receive. Off wing was down ready for if it switched out to them, but they've popped now that it's stuck on that wall. So there's that Western Australia making a flick. A little bit of a dodgy flick. Didn't quite make it. But that's all right because it's a foul against Queensland for chopping. Another illegal bat down. It can be really hard to be really accurate with knocking the puck down. It's very easy to slip and just catch it accidentally with your hand or your arm or your leg or your fin. Could be anything. Queenslander meeting that Western Australia play, but unfortunately they broke. So one of the players was sitting in front of or tried to swim to the puck too fast and went in front of that ref line before the Western Australia player touched the puck. So they've reset. Lots of numbers down. Queenslanders making a drive out. Lots of bodies down. Western Australia's going to want to stay down until they get it in. And Queensland's going to want to stay down until they get it out. But it looks like it's a goal. Confirmed goal. Is that 2 or 3? It could be 2. It could be 3. I didn't quite get the angle right. 3. That would be Hunter Jones scoring there. Thankfully, Helen, who's currently deck ref, is kindly showing us the numbers, which makes it a bit easier for us to tell who's scoring. Western Australia's called their timeout. Quite a late timeout. Only 2 minutes left of the match. Regroup. They're quite high up. The Queenslanders are going to have to push really hard at this stage if they want to win it now. It's very, very hard to come back from when you're 3 down. But I'm sure they will fight to their last breath to get it back in there. I think I got through all the names. Sorry, I'm also getting prompts I've got to make sure. Sorry, I realize I'm probably saying the Western Australians more often, but I do actually know them a little bit better. I will try to do better in this next little bit to pick up on some of those Queenslanders. So game's about to start again. I'm also just going to have a quick little sneaky look over to the other side. Barbarians up 2-0 against New South Wales in the bronze medal match. Interesting, because I think New South Wales has actually beaten them the last 2 times they've played them. So hopefully New South Wales up their game a bit. Anyway, back to our match. Looks like it's on that far corner. Come on, guys. Bring it over this side so I can see who your numbers are. Big flick. Picked up by the Western Australia player, but a call has been made against Western Australia for stick infringement. So the refs are just setting up the play at the moment. I should have brought my water bottle with me. Okay. Queenslander flicking to the park. Western Australia picking it up. That Queenslander player is still down. Good breath hold by... I want to say that's Gary. I'm pretty sure that's Gary. Well done, Gary. But that was something illegal against Queensland. So another foul. So they're setting up in the middle. This is going to be hard to defend. Hopefully they hold up, push it out to that wall that they need to. Get out of the way, ref. Come on. There we go. Number 3 picking it up. Met by number 8. Gary. So, Gary, you're getting name dropped a lot. They've got that forward player sitting down there trying to block up that centre space. Cleared by Sam Thompson. Beautiful drive up flick to their player, but it looks like that might have been an illegal, dangerous flick potentially. I'm not sure if that hit someone in the face or not. Oh, that's half time. Never mind. Okay, so they've called half time, but it looks like the refs are having a bit of a huddle anyway. They usually do at half time, trying to keep each other up to date with who's been doing fouls, maybe if they need to keep an eye out about whether or not they need to do a words escape me. A warning? That's the one I'm looking for. A warning. So sometimes if one player's been picked up too many times for doing the same thing over and over, so that could be stick infringement, it could be barging, it could be obstruction, the refs will give them a warning. So if the next time they do that, they get kicked out, usually for 1 minute to start off with, and then if they continue doing it, it starts getting a bit longer, usually 2 minutes. Looks like the Western Australians are looking pretty happy at this stage. I mean, I would be too for 1 up. But now is not the time to get complacent. This is the time they want to be pushing really hard and locking those Queenslander down. And Queenslanders need to get in and break up those Western Australian drives. Otherwise, they're going to struggle. Looks like Gary's trying to get the Queenslanders all fired up. I think Gary's also been doing quite a lot of work on coaching the Queenslander men's team, trying to get them to up their game a bit. And definitely you can see that that's been working. That Queensland men's team are having much more of a presence in the Elite Open in the last couple of years in comparison to the many years before. So it's good that we've been getting these, I don't want to say fresh face, but eager people trying to better the sport. Looks like the ref might be having a chat with Western Australian and... Oh, he's had a chat with both. So maybe there's been a team warning for both teams. And So it might have actually been a dangerous flick because it looks like one of the Queenslander men's getting kicked out. That's number 11, Sam Thompson. So I do reckon that probably was a dangerous flick. Came a little bit close to the Western Australia's face or upper body. Again, it is something that can happen. Sometimes you think you're going to do a nice clean flick and it just goes a bit higher than you're expecting, or someone's face gets in the way. Well, that's the excuse we usually use anyway. All right, they're off again. So Queenslanders only have 5 players in at the moment because Sam Thompson's been kicked out. So they're going to have to work extra hard to lock those Western Australia players down. And having 5 when you're going up against an opposition who really likes that open game can be quite challenging. So let's see how they do. So it's in that corner, but a foul has been called against Western Australia for stick infringement. So it's getting pushed back, which is probably a bit of a relief for the Queensland players. So they're either going to try and make a strong drive or just try and hold position until they can get, 6 back in the water. Western Australia's picked it up, making that switch through the back line. Got met by the Queenslander. They didn't release the puck quite early enough, and it looks like the Queenslander managed to shut that down temporarily at the very least. So it's out that far wall again. And the Queenslanders? Flick into the middle, but Western Australia was there. Actually, it might have been the Western Australia who did that flick, to be fair. Couldn't quite see the colour of the cap. Big drive by that Western. Tommy Miller. Again. Straight through the middle. He's got a set of legs on him, that boy. Confirmed, it was number 1, Tommy Miller, the captain of the Western Australian men's team. Looks like Sam Thompson's prepping to get back in again. He's currently sitting on the side. Usually they get them to sit there when they have 10 seconds left, or when, in this case, the puck needs to be touched before he's allowed back in. Yep, and he's back in. So, Queensland currently have the puck, number 10, Anton. Flicking it to his back, but the Western Australia's managed to get onto him fast. That off half meeting the Western Australia player, but the Western Australia got a clean pass through. Nice little swerve there, out to their, I think that might have been their halfback making that drive. A call has been made for obstruction, or barging potentially, against the Western Australian team. So obstruction or barging is usually when you're getting in the way of another player trying to get to the puck. So you're not actively trying to get to the puck, but you are stopping someone else from getting it to it. So that's obstruction. Or barging. So you're driving through another player. Usually, again, when you don't have the puck. Okay, Western Australia have possession, but they're being met by that Queenslander player, the wing. I think it might be out that far side. Back on that far side wall. Flick to the middle. Picked up by that Queenslander. Again, trying to flick it to the middle, but picked up by Western Australia this time. Flick to the middle. Lots of flicks to the middle. And that wasn't a Western Australia flick, so that met their player. So that was a good play rather than a flick to no one. Or did it... Is it counted? It looked like it... Yeah, it's counted. Yeah, I think... Because the tricky thing with the flicking it into the goal tray is if you flick it and it goes above the goal tray and bounces back out, that doesn't count. It's got to hit that metal part or go into the little underlippy part. I know that's not what it's called, but you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm getting a bit of laughter by the technical terms that I'm using right here. Goal area. There we go. Underlip. New word. Okay. Strong drive by Tommy Miller through the middle, but congested. Oh, no, sorry. I got that wrong. That wasn't Tommy Miller. I think it was actually one of the Queenslanders. Who knows? I'd have to go back and watch it again. Apologies. But it looks like Western Australia have it again, flicking it to the middle, trying to make that switch. There we go. There's that halfback. Who's that halfback? Ooh, nice pop. One breath back down. Whoever it was. Well done. That's exactly what you want to do. Meet it again. What's your number? 6. Reese Milburn. Well done, Reese. That can be a really important thing, so you only want to have one breath, especially if it's on your side. Quick breath and then down. Is Anton taking it or is Sam taking it? Sam it is. There we go. Driving it with the two of them. Nice play. Anton trying to hold it on the wall, but his body position's a bit high, whereas the Western Australia player is a lot lower. That's number 7 there, Scott McKenzie. He told me this time around he did about the same amount of training as usual, which for him is not usually that much, but he's looking quite strong in the water today, which is good. Looks like it was a call against the Western Australian team this time. And there's Queenslanders. Come on, make use of this, man. Drive it into the goal tray. I'm on neither side. I'm on the side of people who's scoring. Oh, come on. Curling it to the middle. Nah, Western Australia's clearing it out. Oh, it was so close. It was literally within a centimetre or two. Nice strong defence there by the Western Australians. I think I might have seen Josh McKenzie in that pack making that drive out. Back on that far side wall. And don't have much to talk. Oh, there we go. Another strong swim being met by the Queensland player. Looks like someone's trying to pick it up, stop that forward momentum. But the Western Australia player managed to pick it up again. Oh, strong curl. Anton, why'd you follow him around? Okay, so it's come back out again. Western Australia is still in possession at this stage. Strong fight by that player. Can't quite see whose number it is. Lots of Queensland numbers on the bottom. Oh, nice. Bat down. Goal tray switch. Number 4, that's the captain, Cole Patton. Beautiful work. That was very, very close. That was almost a goal for Western Australia again. Oh, nice flick there by that player there. And it's still congested. It looks like it's in the pack. Lots of numbers down. I can see precisely nothing, but it might be a goal. Yep, confirmed goal. This time, number 3, Hunter Jones. Another one for Hunter. Finishing those goals off. Half the time when you've got that, because both teams are having lots of numbers in those situations. So they're kind of matching each other in numbers. Sometimes it's just a matter of luck at that stage about, who's got the better body position, who's managing to shovel it in the direction that they want it to. Western Australia making that drive up the middle again off the strike, which has worked quite well for them. Brought it straight back up into the Queensland defensive third. So currently holding it on the wall there. Flick to the middle. Met by that Queenslander player. He's doing a good effort. Flicked it back out. Unfortunately, should have taken possession of that, but he's staying down. Good job, whoever that was. What, Mason? No, number 5 from Queensland. Kai Wagner, the vice captain. Well done, Kai. Fantastic, quadruple efforts. Western Australia, though, still have it. Queensland are trying to make a break for it, but just being met by too many the Western Australia players. I'm getting them mixed up now. Oh, curling it in the middle, probably not the best decision. It kind of worked for them, but it's been picked up again. Nope, there's that Queenslander player down and supporting. Fantastic, it worked out well. I think that was Anton. Tut, Anton. Curl in the middle of a goal tray. Now I'm sounding really judgmental. Okay, oh, it's a goal. That was a bit... Didn't see that one coming. 3 again. 3 again. Oh my gosh. Hunter, let someone else get a goal for once. Share the love around. All right, it's 8-1 at the moment with a little under 6 minutes to go. I don't think anyone's called time. Oh, speak of the devil. Queenslanders just used their timeout for the half. Probably trying to suck in some air. They're getting worked really hard. Western Australia are executing their game plan really, really well. And you can tell from the scoreboard that that's working well for them. Western Australia is looking pretty relaxed at this stage. I don't think Queensland's going to salvage this one. Just a feeling. 7 goals in under 6 minutes. It would be a very big ask, especially with Western Australia putting up such a fight. It's great to see lots of numbers out supporting all the teams. Probably a couple more on this court in comparison to the other court. Let's just have a quick look over there for a sec. Ugh. Barbarians 5, New South Wales 1. I mean, I know they're playing, but I think New South Wales still get the bronze anyway because the Barbarians are not a state team, so they cannot medal. But it just gives the New South Wales team another opportunity and the Barbarians team another opportunity to have a game, which is always good. Although by this stage in the comp, usually everyone's pretty knackered. Okay, Western Australia got it again. Strong drive up the middle, and I see that's Tommy Miller making another play for it. Looks like he got it. Followed. See the difference, and this is the reason I'm going to not rag on Tommy for flicking it into goals, is he flicked it but then followed it in. So he flicked it towards goals because he felt was under pressure, but then he kept swimming to goals to make sure that puck got into the goal tray. So nice work by Tommy Miller. And we're off. Okay, looks like both teams met the puck about the same time that time. It's coming out to this closer wall though, bit in the dead space. No, there we go. That's number 6. Reese. Strong drive up that wall, being met by Anton. Oh, watch that hand, Anton. And Queensland is still maintaining possession. Nice flick out. Trying to get it to number 7, Marco Rolfs. Unfortunately, it got cut down by that Western Australia player. Would have worked well otherwise. That's the dangerous thing about flicking in contention, is if there's a player between you and... Oh, nice cycle by Tommy there. But picked up by that Queenslander player. Really nice job. Who is that? Beautiful, beautiful drive. 7, number... Oh, it's Marco. Well done, Marco. Number 5 currently has it. That would be Kai Wagner, the vice captain. Number 3 down supporting Nicholas Hind. I'm trying to get through some of those Queenslander players. I do apologise. But Western Australia's picked it back up. There's a strong drive. Look at those. No, Jades, go. All right. Queenslander fighting and trying to clear it out. A call's been made. Again, for stick infringement. Stick infringement against the Western Australian team. Wasn't as nice of pickup as they may have thought it was. So all the teams are resetting again. Getting down nice and early. Bit of a late sub by the Queenslander. Number 9, Jacob Brown. Trying it up that wall. Doesn't work. Western Australia picks it up. Some of these guys have some good flicks on them. They can get some distance and some height. Surprisingly, there's only been 1 flick to the face so far. There you go. All right, that Western... Oh, nice tight cut there. I have a feeling that's Scott McKenzie, potentially. Where's his number? Who knows? All right. Sorry, Scott. Might have been you. Might not have. Another call against Western Australia. Lucky for the Queenslanders there. All right. Looks like the fullback's taking it. Sending it out to their halfback. Up to the winger. Oh, that might have been a bit of an illegal bat down there, number 6. Reese. I think he got a bit lucky. Either that or I'm not wearing my glasses, so that probably isn't helping. Okay. Oh, the Queenslanders making a strong drive, but picked up by that number 2, Josh McKenzie. Again, bringing it to the middle before bringing it back to the wall. That Queenslander trying to shut that down, but hadn't managed to get it through to the centre and then through to the off wing, who's making a strong drive out to the wall, flicking it back to the centre. Big, strong flick into the middle. Mate, you should have followed that in. I mean, you got it, but you should have followed it in. What number was it? It's a confirmed goal for maybe number 9. Could have been number 9. Could have also not been number 9. Number 3. Oh my gosh. Hunter, come on, man. Send it off to someone else. What are they doing right here? Okay, Queenslanders first to the puck. Sending it. Oh, holding it. No one went to meet him. Someone probably should have, one of their Western Australian forwards probably should have hit that a little bit earlier. But looks like they're managing to hold it off and they're clearing it out to that wing. Picked up by the Queenslander, shoveling it back to the middle. There we go. There's that strong attack by the Western Australia forward, but stick infringement against Western Australia. So again, it's in the Queenslander Queenslanders' favour. So they're going to want to use it. So it's starting to get a bit closer to goal. So they're probably going to want to do a nice strong drive through the middle, considering there is only 23 seconds left. Big strong drive, guys. Come on. Get another one. Nah, cleared. Oh, call though. For. What's the call for? Who's the call for? Looks like they're having a bit of a discussion about penalty. Penalty? What was the penalty for, though? Chopping. So, now, a penalty has been called because the ref feels that it was, if this foul hadn't occurred, there was a strong possibility that that a goal would have resulted. So it's a 2 versus 1. It looks like it's Joshy McKenzie in there taking it for the Western Australia, and Gary and Sam. And it looks like this goal's been awarded to... Oh, no, I don't think it is. 4, Carl. So Carl scored it. Well done. So, yeah, this is... A 2v1 is like almost certainty you're going to get it. It is really hard for the defender to knock that down. Now, it's pretty much been called at this stage. 10-2 in Western Australia's favour. A nice fight in the last second by Queenslander, though. You could see they were working hard that whole game, but Western Australia's game plan just worked so well, and they were able to get those numbers down and get those goals in. So well done. That is the gold medal match between Western Australia and Queensland, with Western Australia taking out the win for the 22nd. I think this is our 22nd. Something like that there. 22nd Nationals Championship. Well done, Western Australia. See you later.